Hey family, it's Tanya, and today I'm going to sit with you guys and we are going to chat it up about 2020. Oh my goodness, you guys. Woo, this year is turning into quite the year. So I wanted to sit down and chat with you guys about it and just discuss everything that has happened and currently happening and all that good stuff. So go grab your drinks, make yourself comfortable, and let's chat it up. Before we do that, if you're new here, hi, my name is Tanya and I am the non-traditional mommy. And on this channel, we sit and we chat and we do reviews, we do light stuff, we do heavy stuff, we do fun stuff. So if any of that interests you, feel free to join my family and hit the subscribe button. To the rest of my non-traditional family, you guys, you're the MVPs. Don't forget that. Don't forget that you are the MVPs. Tell yourself that every single day. I love you guys bunches, and I hope that you are staying sane during this crazy year. So, all right, you guys, let's chat it up. Let's first talk about my lovely teacup that I am using here. So I got this from my mother-in-law. This was my birthday gift. It wasn't in my birthday haul because it came shortly after I did that video. But y'all, isn't it so pretty? It has like the butterfly details. You guys know I love butterflies, and it's blue and gold. I mean, need I say more about the blue and gold? It's very pretty. It has a little top to keep my tea warm while I sit here and chat with you guys. And so I thought I need something pretty and elegant and delicate. And, you know, when I look down as we have this discussion, something that's just gonna kind of make me happy and bring me some joy. So yes, I love this teacup. It's larger. And so I also use it for coffee as well because it is on the larger side. Anyway, I am currently drinking chamomile and lavender tea. So that is my tea of choice during this chat. I don't even know where to start with 2020. I think I'm going to just kind of maybe start at the beginning because I don't even know if I have updated you guys on everything that transpired at the beginning of the year for 2020 for us. So I did a video in December talking about how we wanted to sell our house and we were trying to sell our house and all of that good stuff. And we did very quickly, which is a huge blessing. However, because it moved so quickly, we had to move out quickly. And our goal was to get a rental. I think I talked about that in the video, how we wanted to do a rental and just kind of figure out where we wanted to go next and what we wanted to do next and all of that good stuff. So we started looking for a rental, and this was right after Christmas time, kind of right after Christmas time. And y'all, who knew finding a rental was going to be hard? I mean, it was like insanely hard. So in January, we had opened our second location. In January, my husband was going back down there to, of course, get everything settled and situated, start looking to hire staff, all that good stuff. And me and the kids stayed back. So in January, we packed up our whole entire house, moved everything into storage, and we did that, just myself and the kids. And then we kind of stayed in hotels and bounced from hotel to hotel. It was crazy, y'all. It was crazy, insane crazy, while we continued to look for rentals. And one of the biggest struggles was finding something big enough. Like mid-January, we found our current rental, and me and the kids had to move in. So I got a U-Haul. We unpacked the storage. We loaded up the U-Haul, moved into this rental. And again, that was just us doing it by ourselves. It was insane. And looking back, I wish that I would have vlogged it all. But y'all, I was so worried and so stressed, and everything that vlogging was like the last thing on my mind. I'm thinking in my head, oh my God, are we going to be homeless? Like, what have we done? What have we done? So, vlogging just wasn't on my agenda of things to do. So anyway, we moved in here in January, and February, or the end of January, I got confirmation that I was pregnant, which I kind of already knew, but with everything going on in our life, I was like, I just need to be in denial until my life is somewhat normal, if that's even a word for my life. So that happened towards the end of January. February, we kind of started to get our feet under us. We hired a complete staff for our Alabama store. And, you know, even though my husband was still going back and forth, we were kind of starting to get our flow and get situated. And then March happens. March happens and COVID-19 becomes rapid. So for us, we have an indoor play space. And so we deal with itty bitties, and then we also have tons of grandparents that come with their grandkids. So we feel our business is a little more sensitive to stuff like that. So we decided to close prior to it being mandated that non-essential stores close. You know, we closed with the thought that, okay, this will only be maybe a week or 2 weeks at the longest that will be closed. So let's just go ahead and close, be proactive, wait this thing out, and we'll be good to go. And so that was on a Tuesday. That Friday, it was mandated that all non-essential stores close. So we were kind of like, okay, whatever, but still thinking, oh, this is only going to be a week, 2 weeks. 2 weeks roll around. We're like, okay, it's going to be to the end of March. Then we learn, nope, this is going to be all through April. And you guys, that was a blow because, hey, we have employees, and some of our employees are single parents. And I mean, we are their sole income. And that is something that I personally do not take lightly as an employer. So I was like, what are we going to do? So we ended up having to furlough most of our employees. And on top of that, on top of worrying about our employees, of course, there's worry about us, because that is also our sole income. Like, our business is not a side hustle. It's not, you know, something we do in our spare time. Like, that is our bread and butter. That is our business. That is what we do. That is our career. It is all of that. And we were not going to have any income coming in. However, it appeared that stuff was still going to be going out because we still had bills to pay. So April was just like, what is going on? You know, it was extremely stressful. On top of dealing with the business part of it, the personal part of it, but then there's also the health part, because I am considered high risk and my husband is also high risk. And so we did not know anything or enough about the coronavirus to even know, like, okay, how do we protect ourselves? What do we do? You know, that just the bare minimum of trying to stay safe was scary. So we only went out every 2 weeks. We went out for essentials. I was like, we're not eating out. So we didn't eat out. We cooked every day. Like we were in lockdown and took it extremely, extremely seriously. And I'm not saying that like some people didn't, but I think maybe we were slightly over the top. Maybe we weren't. I don't know. But given the nature of the disease, we wanted to be better safe than sorry. So, and on top of that, we're getting news reports and updates of people just dying like left and right. And it's like, what in the world is going on? Like, this is madness. This is madness. So fast forward to May, and we're getting word that the country is going to open back up. And so there's this anxiety part of me that is like, oh my God, I'm going to have to be out there in the world, and COVID-19 is still running rampant. But then there was also that part of me that's like, we can get back to work. We can get our employees back to work. We can get some source of income coming in. But then there was also that part of me that's like, because maybe people aren't going to come out. Maybe people aren't going to be bringing their kids out. Just because the government says you can go out doesn't mean people are going to do it. I'm one of those people. So I was like, are we going to be losing more money by being open? It was so like the uncertainty of it all, I think, is what got to me the most. The not knowing anything. Like, you couldn't necessarily plan or prep or prepare because you didn't know anything. And at least that's the way I felt. And I think that was the hardest part, and still remains to be the hardest part of dealing with a pandemic. So we're dealing with the pandemic. We're trying to stay healthy. We're trying to keep our business afloat. We're trying to figure out ways to get our employees back on the payroll. We're trying to make sure we continue to feed our kids. We're trying to do all of these things. And then Ahmad happens. And, you know, this is going to sound probably horrible when I say it out loud. But when my husband told me about Ahmad, because I do not watch the news, call it what you want to call it. I am an empath, and I also struggle with anxiety. And I don't say that loosely, like people who just like, oh yeah, I have anxiety. No, last year I literally had a panic attack, had to go to the emergency room. It was crazy. Never want to deal with that again. And so I have realized that I cannot take in those things. You know, even with the coronavirus, every time a new symptom came out, I knew I had that symptom. Like, wait, is that a tingle? They said a tingle. Oh, wait, my stomach hurt. How many times I go to the bathroom today? Did they say? Like, that is that bad. Like, I will literally take on something. So I've learned about myself that I cannot watch the news. On top of me being an empath, I think the news is a load of dog. So yeah, but we'll get there in just a minute. So anyway, my husband was doing his morning news check and told me about Ahmad. And I'm like, my gut was, my first reaction was, this can't be real. Like a lynching in 2020, this can't be real. There has to be more to this story. And I know, usually there's not, but I wanted to believe so badly that there had to be more to the story. I didn't watch the video because I've seen all the other ones. I don't need to see another one to believe it, to validate it or whatever. And I tried, y'all. And again, this could sound horrible, especially with what's going on today, but I tried so hard to have a privilege of being able to ignore it. Like I wanted to pretend like it didn't happen, or I just didn't want to face it. However, when you have a husband and a child who runs and pretty much runs on a daily basis, you struggle with anxiety, you can't help but to feel it. Like, oh my gosh, that could be them. No matter how you slice it or dice it, it could be. So there was that part of me that, although I wanted to like pretend or ignore it, you can't. The same day that my husband told me he was prepping to go for a run, and everything in my body wanted to be like, are you insane? No, you're not running anywhere. And we live in an area where it's diverse, extremely diverse, which is one of the reasons that we moved here, that we wanted to sell our house. The area we lived in before, so we are just 20-30 minutes outside of Memphis, and Memphis is 80% black, which is why we love it. And so where we lived before, it wasn't diverse from the standpoint of the people that lived there, but it was very diverse from the standpoint that you had black people that worked out there, you had black people that shopped out there. So we always had that comfort. Now where we live now is just diverse all around. Like everybody lives out here. You have black, white, Asian, Indian. Like it's diverse. And so there isn't so much this huge threat when it comes to him running, because that's just something that people see on a consistent basis. But still, it's still in the back of your mind that it only takes one person. One person. So I tried to kind of ignore it and talk myself off of a train wreck, but ended up finding myself going down that rabbit hole of just trying to understand, and more so hoping and praying that there was something, like give me something. Like, not that there was anything that could have justified a civilian taking another civilian's life. However, it was like, you're grasping, like, please let there be something. Like, don't let it just be a lynching. Like, please, it's 2020. And so as the story unfolded, it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, are we really dealing with this? Are we really dealing with this? So on top of now we're dealing with this whole Ahmaud situation, we're also reopening as a country. And while where we live is extremely diverse, our second location is in Alabama that is not that diverse. And traveling to Alabama, you're going on some back roads. And I'm thinking about how he's getting ready to start traveling again. And it was so much. And then, Lord and behold, George Floyd happened. And in between those two, there was other incidents, but that happened. And y'all, once again, I did not watch the video because I don't need to see the video. I did, however, watch the video of the initial contact with the police, because here I go again trying to be like, give me something. And they had said he resisted arrest initially, which still did not justify this cop sitting on his neck and killing this man. Like, okay, he resisted arrest, but now you have him in handcuffs on the ground, subdued. He's no longer a threat. So get up. You're like, how much more? Seriously. So I did watch that one, and y'all, seeing that, I think, was more of an effect on me than had I watched the cop killing him. And I think because they had that man in handcuffs from the beginning. From the beginning. They got him out of the car in handcuffs. Sat him on the ground in handcuffs. Dragged him across the street in handcuffs. He's tripping over curbs and everything else. And this cop, the cop that actually sat on his neck, wasn't even present during this time. Like, where did this guy come from? Where did he even come from? And I'm just like, this, is this a real thing? It was that video. It just made me feel like, this is what I'm saying. Had there not been this footage, your narrative was going to be that he was resisting arrest. That was going to be your narrative. And there were going to be people who believed you, who truly, truly believed that he resisted arrest so badly that it justified you taking his life. Not that that's even realistic or even right. And so that leads me into the Amy, which happened before George. But that situation hit me hard. That hit me hard out also, because you had this woman and her apology was, oh, I was scared. Y'all, there is not a single white woman on the face, I'm going to say, of this planet that will be confronted with a black man, find him scary. She is so scared for her life that she approaches him. Like you approached somebody that you claimed you were scared of. I am, as a black woman, am not approaching a person that I am scared of. If this man comes out of the bushes and he's yelling at me and screaming at me and I am scared, I'm putting a leash on my dog and me and my dog are running in the opposite direction. We're not going up to the person that we think is going to attack us. So technically, seeing that was enough for me. That was enough for me. It was like, you were scared, but you approached this man. She says, I'm going to call the police and tell them that an African American man is attacking me. She didn't say, I'm going to call the cops and tell them that you are attacking me. I'm going to call the cops and tell them that someone is attacking me. I'm going to call the cops and tell them there's a man attacking me. Even though all of those things would have been just as horrible. But she knew that detail was crucial. That detail was crucial. An African American man. Because just to say there's a man here attacking me would have not been enough to elicit a response, so to speak, that she wanted to elicit. And I'm like watching this like, is she serious right now? Is she serious? I have had situations, even as a business owner, where I've had irate customers in our business, or as a woman, I've had men think that they can yell at me and say things to me. And I've had to say, I'm going to call the cops on you. Like, if you continue with this behavior, I'm going to have to call the cops. I have never said, if you continue with this behavior, I'm going to call the cops and tell them that a white man is attacking me, or that this kind of man is attacking me. That has never crossed my mind. And I'm not going to lie and say anybody is attacking me that's not. But I have said, I'm going to call the cops if you don't fix your tone, or if you don't leave the premises, or if you continue to stand here and threaten me. And so I'm like, this can't be, like, she's not really gonna call y'all again. Once again, here I go. She's really not gonna call the cops. And she does. She calls them, and she goes into 100% acting mode. And that video for me was probably the worst of the worst that I have seen. And let me tell you why that one to me was the worst. Because that took me back to Emmett Till. We literally witnessed what happened to Emmett Till in 2020. We got to see it in real life. Like, this is what happened to this man. A white woman said that he attacked her, and that is what happened. Like, that was the result of her saying that. And here we are in 2020 watching the same exact thing take fold. Had he not taped, had he not recorded, it would have been another hashtag. And it would have been justified in everybody's mind because she said he attacked her. And had she killed her dog, because she almost did, she could have easily said, he did this to my dog. And nobody would have argued with her on that. That video, that one just did it for me. So you had that, and then immediately you had George Floyd, and then you had the video of his initial contact with them and how they responded. And then you found out it was over a alleged counterfeit check or counterfeit $10 bill, allegedly. As a business owner, we've had people come in with counterfeit money. $100 bill, mind you. Nobody died over a counterfeit, and this was a $100 bill. But nobody died over a counterfeit $100 bill. Like, we just want you to tell this person this is counterfeit. They can't be here. They need to leave. Can you remove them so there are no incidents? I'm not going to press charges because I just don't want your counterfeit money. Y'all, I'm just saying. So you have all of that. And for me, I kind of sat in a space where I was trying to figure out how, like, what can I do? How do I want to do it? What do I want to say? How do I want to say it? Like, where am I? Because my go-to as a person, like, I am Black Panther Party, Malcolm X, like, that is who I am. That's my core. And because of what I do, I work very hard to try to strike a balance between, like, this is my core, but, like, this is over here. So I work really hard to try to strike a balance. But those last few incidents, the girl over here was like, she wanted to be like, no, shawty, sorry. You're not holding me down no more. And so I really struggled. And I struggled on all kinds of levels. For me, my Instagram is an escape. Like, I love Instagram because people have to find the beauty in their mess. Not all the time, but usually. So I know that most people, house don't look the way they're posting it. Their life isn't perfect like they're posting it. I know this. And so I know that they are literally finding the perfect shot among the chaos of their life to post. So it forces you to find the beauty. Even for me, it forces me to find the beauty in what could be chaos. And that's why I love Instagram. It's an escape. It's for me, it's like you have to always search and look for the good and the beauty. And so I try to keep my Instagram as that. And so I was like, I don't know if I want to go down this. Like, on top of that, you know, I use Instagram as my photo album. I use this app called Chatbooks. If you haven't heard of it, I'll leave it linked below for you guys. But I use that to have like all my Instagram photos printed. So I'm like, this isn't necessarily anything I want to like be flipping through my photo albums and remember. And I'm just like, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And so I opted to post in my own way. And so then you have Blackout Tuesday come, which was just yesterday. And you know, I was like, okay, I'm gonna post for Blackout Tuesday. I get it. I understand it. And so I did. And I woke up and I was scrolling through and I found there was a form of like, I don't know, like peace and just something beautiful to me, and scrolling through my feed and just seeing black, like nothing. To me, it spoke volumes. But then I got to those few people who were refusing to do it. And I'm thinking, my people, what the, like, it's a black square on social media for 24 hours. Like, you can't post a black square just in solidarity, just as a, like, we're in this together. You may not agree. You may think it's stupid. You may think there's no point, but there is something in standing united. Like, there's something in that. I equivalated the Blackout Tuesday to the whole I'm not wearing a mask. Okay, you might not agree with wearing a mask. You might think it's not doing anything. It's serving no purpose. However, does it hurt you to put the mask on? Just in case it really does serve a purpose. Just in case there might be a kid next to you that is high risk and you have no idea that this kid is high risk, or that you are asymptomatic and carrying this disease. Does that hurt you to put the mask on? Like, do something for the greater good of others. And I equivalated the black square to that. Like, putting the black square gonna hurt you? Is it gonna take you out? And even if you're like, I'm not posting a black square, fine. Then don't post anything. Just shut up and not post anything. Because what that did to me was it aired the fact that black people we just can't get it together. We just can't stand and support each other on any cause. You're gonna have those people that's like, I'm not doing it. And I don't think we understand and realize that if we stood together, if we stood united just for one thing, we can take the kneeling of the flag. If every black person would have said, I'm kneeling, or if every black person would have said, I'm not watching the NFL, if every black player would have said, I'm kneeling, or I'm not playing, I'm sitting the game out, maybe Amy wouldn't have happened. Maybe Ahmad wouldn't have happened. Maybe George wouldn't have happened. Because maybe that united stance would have made the change. That's my thing. Maybe, but we will never know because we can't do it. The amount of change that could come in a united front. Y'all, this was so frustrating to me. And I think I took the black square not as a silence on my voice, but I took it as a statement. And the reason why is because it's very easy to post a picture and have this long caption. I do it all the time. One of my recent posts on Instagram, I posted my boys and I had a long caption about their life and their future. And there were people who didn't read the caption but liked the picture. It's like you become numb and it's easy to just scroll through Instagram and see a picture and like it and keep on moving. You don't, even if it's a picture of inequality, even if it's a picture of something destructive, it's like you're numb. You're used to seeing pictures, so you just scroll. To me, the black square is for those people who may not have known it was happening, for those people who may have not agreed, for those people who are just scrolling and don't care, they're not reading the caption. To see a news feed of nothing but black squares would have elicited a reaction. We know that psychologically, switching something up for the brain works. It just works. So that little statement could have triggered. It could have triggered. And even if it didn't, how about there's nothing for you to look at today? So get off Instagram and maybe go do some research on Black Lives Matter, because your social media is blacked out for the day. So it just could have made a stance. It could have made a stance. It could have done so much. It could have done so much. It could have shown social media platforms that, hey, we matter. And if we decide to walk off your platform, you see all these black squares, if all of these people decide to walk off your platform, it could affect your platform. Like sometimes when there are enough people, there is beauty in silence. Sometimes there's beauty in not hearing what some people register as noise, because for some people we're just Charlie Brown's teacher, womp 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 womp, and they don't hear it. But just stop talking for a second, and they're like, it's like a spouse, a couple. You're arguing. Nobody's hearing each other's point, and then one of you shut up, and then all of a sudden the other person's like, why are you not saying anything? Are you mad? Can you say something? Can you talk? Like, what's going on? What's going on? Like, there is that silence. I walked away from Blackout Tuesday feeling defeated and feeling helpless and hopeless, because I felt like all of the protest, and while I'm still hopeful and I'm prayerful that it is going to matter, but I felt like all the protesting, all of the looting and rioting and whatever you guys want to call it, all of the begging and screaming and pleading, all of it could be in vain because we can't unite. We can't unite. Even with turning on the media, which I said earlier, this is one of the reasons I don't watch the news. You know, I had a day where I turned on CNN for my kids because I was like, okay, you guys need to see, you're witnessing what could be history. You need to see what's going on. You need to be aware. So I'm just going to let CNN play today. You guys watch it as your leisure. As you have questions, ask them. We'll talk about it. But I just had it on. And, I just kind of stood back and was there for questions. And as we kind of would watch it on and off, I'm noticing that all of the reporters want to talk about the rioting and the looting. And you had some people that were like, stop diverting. Stop going off topic. This isn't about the looting and the looting and the rioting. This is about lives. And you have people want to talk about the businesses, and I'm sitting there as a business owner like, Lord forbid that something happens and a riot breaks out here. A life is lost. A black man, a black girl, a black man, a black woman, a black child is shot and killed unjustly, or is shot and killed by a cop, and rioting breaks out and my store is looted and burnt. That's why we have insurance. That's why. I am not going to be crying about my store, something that is tangible, materialistic, and can be brought back, when there is a life that was lost that could not be brought back. That's irrelevant. And on top of that, don't talk to me about looting and rioting because we're angry and we're upset and we're emotional and we're in pain, when you had the Black Wall Street, or when you had KKK showing up in people's yards and setting houses on fire with kids in the house, or black churches being burnt to the ground just because. So if you want to talk to me about looting and rioting, let's talk about that. That's looting and rioting. This is protesting. There is a difference. And so that was irritating to me, because they wanted to take the attention away from the problem and diverge and bring it over here. And then you had some black people that fell into the rabbit hole and wanted to talk about it. And I'm thinking, did your mama never tell you you don't air your dirty laundry? You don't air your family's dirty laundry. There are things we talk about in the household, but we don't talk about on the streets. They didn't learn this. Is that not a universal? Is that not black code? And that made me exhausted. It made me exhausted. And all I could think now is, as we're sitting in June and we are prepping to open our store, and we still have a pandemic going on, because y'all, there's a whole disease. Let's not forget there's a whole disease. Like where I am, our numbers skyrocketed. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, there's a whole disease. I'm having another baby. We're supposed to be opening our store. And black people are probably hurting more than they have in a very long time. And what can I do? I have no control over any of it. I can't control the outcome of this disease. I can't control when we open our business, how we open it, or if people are going to come. I can't control unity within the black community. I can't control people understanding our points of view, or understanding the hurt, or understanding the pain. I can't control the outcome of, these murderers and their fate. Like, there is nothing at this point that I have any real control over, except for, myself, my emotions. But there's really, like, I'm feeling right now like powerless, and I don't know what to do with that feeling, because who wants to feel this way? So you guys, I know people are like, oh, 2020, 2020 is canceled, or 2020 has been horrible. And I have said and continue to say 2020 is the year of vision. It's the year when our eyes become open. It's the year when the filter falls off. It's the year when the rose-colored glasses come off, our vision becomes sharp, and we start to see things for how they really are. And this year could be the year of change. It could be. Like, there's so much happening in this short time of this year that this could be the year that goes down in history. 2020 could definitely be that year of change if we all decide to band together and take advantage of the disadvantages that are happening and stop fighting each other, stop wanting to be the one that's right or prove the point, or have the knowledge first or be the leader. Like, if we all just band together, just try it. Just try something. Like, okay, let's try it. If it doesn't work, at least we can cross that off the list and say we tried, but let's try it. And let's see what happens if, when we try it, we all do it. We all band together. We all stick together, and we all do it on one accord. That's what I feel like 2020 could be. Will it be that? I don't know, y'all. It's only June. It's only June. We're only 6 months into this thing. 6 months in. And so, who knows what is left to come and what the outcome will be. But I know I'm left feeling like, what now? What now? Because, you have those people, and I fell victim to this for a little bit, but it's like, oh, I don't want to talk about that when you have this going on. And for me, it's like, sometimes you just need an escape. Sometimes you just need to decompose your brain. Sometimes you need to rest, rebuild, in order to fight the good fight another day. And so it's okay to have those people that are still continuing on with their normal life, because life is still going on. Like, life is still going on. So it's okay to be multifaceted. It's okay to, I want to talk about this today, but then I want to talk about something minute tomorrow. Like, that's okay. And so if we can just take all that judgment out, and yes, while we know there are people who are silent because of their own racial agenda, there are also people silent who don't know what to say, who don't know how to formulate their words, who are confused, who are numb, who are stunned. It's so many different reasons. There are people who are silent with their mouth, but their actions are doing a whole lot. Because you can be loud with your mouth, but just sitting at home and doing nothing. So it's just, There's that whole judgment, like taking out the judgment and the things that divide us and finding some common ground. So I don't really know, like I have videos that I've done that I've already recorded, uploaded, and waiting to publish, and I'm probably still going to publish them. But I am feeling like, okay, where do I go from here with my channel? Because while it is fun to review purses and diaper bags and talk about this or talk about that, there is still this whole other thing that's going on as well. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to marry the two and balance the two, y'all. Anyway, this video was like a huge ramble. I don't even know if it's going to make sense when I sit down and put it together, but I'm going to try. We'll see if I got anything out of this video. Let me know what you guys think. How have you been coping? What are your thoughts on uniting and sometimes putting your own personal views and opinions to the side for the greater good of the people? What are your thoughts on that? And what are your thoughts on people that are continuing on with their lives? Like people that are still doing what they're doing and posting about it and not letting this consume their entire being. I don't know. I would love to hear what you guys think. I need to chat with somebody. We need to chat this out. I need to know what other people are thinking in a realm that is not so intensified. So I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. Anyway, that's my spill. That's our chat for the day. My tea is just about gone. Yeah, I need a warm up. I think my glass helped. I think my lavender chamomile helped keep me calm. So hope you guys enjoyed this chat, and I will see you guys in the next one. I love you guys. I hope you guys are just being safe and sane and finding your footing and relaxing and recouping and regaining your strength and all of that. So yeah. All right, y'all. I shall talk to y'all later.